Hey Westside students, it's Becca here and it's time for your daily devotion. Happy Wednesday to you guys. I hope you guys are settling into online school. If you guys have started it, we want you guys to know that we're proud of you for making all the adjustments and changes at the very last second and rolling with the punches, honestly. Today I want to talk about perspective, and I know last week I shared about how I was emotionally up and down, and I was really lacking perspective last week. And so this week I prayed a little bit more at the beginning of the week, just for a perspective. What am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to hold dearly in this time for me to be healthy and for me to be spiritually on target? And so I felt like God was saying to me in prayer, Becca, it's time to move from hopelessness to hope. And so I want to talk about how we keep hope and what perspective we need to bring in order to stay hopeful in this time. And so I looked and I found 2 Corinthians 4, and Paul's one of my favorite people to read about, and his letters are fascinating because he had the craziest journey in the world. I really think that coronavirus would have been one of the easiest things that he got through if he were to face what we're facing today. And so he faced crazy stuff. He did some nuts ministry that a lot of us would not have the courage to do. And he always had the perspective of hope. So I want to read a little bit about what he wrote to the church of Corinth in 2 Corinthians 4. So he says, "We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed." And basically, Paul is saying there's going to be a lot of troubles, but you're not crushed. There's going to be a lot of times where things don't make sense, but you don't have to hit despair. And there's going to be a lot of times where you feel like you're getting knocked down, but you don't have to be destroyed. And I think a lot of that has to do with the perspective that you bring. And I love what Paul says in verse 17. He says, "For our present troubles are small and won't last very long, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now, rather we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever." Here's the perspective I want to challenge you guys with this week. Coronavirus is not going to last forever. And honestly, it's not as powerful as what God is up to and doing in the earth right now. And so if we were to just focus on the coronavirus, I feel like we're going to be very hopeless people very quickly. But if we focus and fix our gaze and we choose the perspective of what God is up to in the world, we're going to be some of the most hopeful people around. God is up to so many good things that it very, very much outlasts and outweighs the effects of the coronavirus. People are being saved. Medical professionals are seeing miracles. And quite honestly, the church is healing in ways that they needed to for a long time. And so I will say this, choose hope today, because there's a lot more hope in this environment and this circumstance than there is hopelessness. But it's a choice. And so students, I want you today to choose hope. Because you get the right to choose hope. And pray and ask the Holy Spirit to help you with that. He will help you have hope. He will help you keep hope. And He'll help you keep perspective. So students, have a great week. We love you and we miss you. And we'll talk soon.